So here I've set up the B and A window, and you can see that the A window is longer than the B window, even though they look pretty much the same. And so this is where your powers of observation is going to come into play. So take a moment and look at the packet again and observe what the B window looks like. Here you're going to see the B window is a fixed window in the middle with two casement windows that open. These side panels that look like windows are actually shutters, and for this project you can ignore those. What I want you to notice here is the width of the fixed window flanked by the two casement windows. You'll see here in the B window it's fairly close to, or maybe a little bit wider than the two casement windows. And when we go up and we look at the A window, you can see that the casements here on either side are also roughly the same as here in terms of their width, but the larger width is here in the middle fixed pane. If you look at your window and door schedule, you'll notice that the A window is about 2 feet bigger than the B window. And so the thing to take away from here is that because the middle fixed pane is larger, I would put the 2 feet in the fixed pane and then keep the two outer sides or the two casement windows the same. Okay, so here I've started the B and A window, and on both of them I've pulled them up to the size that was indicated in the window and door schedule. The A window is a full foot higher than the B window, so that's indicated here. And I went ahead and I put in the offset for the outer molding part, which we established was 2 inches. Before I go in and do the individual panes, I needed to figure out the proportions. So to do that, I used the guide tool and I measured from the inside of that offset, and I moused over the top to find the midpoint because that's going to give me a place to start when it comes to making the proportions. You'll notice that the actual size of the overall inside of the window is 6 feet. So it's a nice whole number to work with. So once I've established that this is the middle, and of course the fixed pane is going to go here in the middle, I need to establish where the two casements are going to go. And we know that the middle fixed pane is slightly larger than the two casements. So I did a little experimenting before doing this, and I determined that the appropriate looking proportion would be that the casements would be 1 foot 7.5 feet. And I can do the same thing on the other side, 1.75 feet. And here you can see that the proportion works well. And if I measure from here to here, that is 2.5. So it does give us the proportion that we're looking for. So now I'm just going to draw my lines and break up that window, and then erase my lines so I can actually see what I'm doing and show you what to do. So here we have the proportion of the window, and now what we're going to do is we're going to offset that like we did the other windows with 1 inch. We're going to do a 1 inch offset here. Now we do want to leave that line in the middle, so I'm going to do that to the back side as well. So now as I do the A window, I'm going to keep the same proportions that I used in the B window. So again, I'm going to use my guide tool and I'm going to pull over 1.75 feet, and on the other side 1.75 feet. And then I'm going to take the pencil tool and I'm going to divide those up from inside that 2 inch offset. Erase the guidelines because we don't need those, and then use the offset tool again to do 1 inch, a 1 inch offset. And if I double click here, it will remember it. And then I'm going to use the push pull tool and I'm going to be pushing these panes in 2.5 inches. And again, SketchUp will remember this. So if I go over here and I do it, it'll do it the same distance over here. Then I'm going to open up my materials window, and I'm going to select the glass and mirrors. I'm going to come in and I'm going to add the glass to that. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to bring this lip out. So I'm going to bring this out 1 inch. And I'm going to finish this up and do it on the back side as well. You can see I've already done the B window. Okay, so now I'm going to move these into place. Before I do that, again, you're going to want to make sure that you group these. So you remember you can triple click on this. You're going to group this, make it a group, and then you're going to bring up your entity info window and your component window, and you're going to add this to it. Once it's grouped, we're going to right click it again, and we're going to say make component, and this is the B window, so we're going to title it B window and hit create. And before we forget, we're going to do the same with the A window. So make it a group first, triple click it so you select every surface and every line, make it a group, and then make it a component. And this is the A window. And now I'll have these forever to use in my models. So here's the A window and here's the B window, if I ever want to use them again. And just a quick reminder about the Move tool. Select the item you want to move, then use the Move tool. And with the Move tool, you're going to want to grab a corner that you know and bring it up to where you want to place it. Once you do that, with these particular windows, you're going to bring it out 1 inch, because remember we added an inch on either side of the window. And to do so and lock it into place, you can use your arrow keys. Your left arrow key will lock things on the green axis, and your right arrow key will lock things on the red axis. And we want to pull it out toward the red axis, so I'm going to start to pull it out, and I'm going to type in 1 inch, and then that will bring my model exactly where I want it. And I'm also going to do the same again here, but I have to rotate this now as well. So I'm going to select the group, and then I'm going to use the rotate tool. I'm going to leave it snapped on in the blue axis. Remember, this is a 3-click process. So you're going to click once to lock it on that blue axis. I'm going to pull away, and you'll notice that the green axis appears. I'm going to click again and then turn it until the red axis appears, and you'll notice that down here in the window it says 90 degrees. So now I know that that is 90 degrees parallel to the front. So I'm going to use the shortcut, the M tool, to move, go to the Move tool. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, which was click the arrow and bring it up in here. When you're moving it, if it jumps around a lot, you have to zoom in. Remember that your orientation is also important here. I'm going to drop that there, and now I'm going to move it out, and I'm moving it on the green axis this time, so I'm going to bring it out 1 inch. So I'm going to lock it on the left arrow key, which is the green axis, and I'm going to type in 1 inch. And there you have it. Now, this is where the component window comes in handy, because now all I have to do to put in this other B window is I just click here and I drag that window in. I'm going to grab this Move tool again, grabbing it on the corner, drop it, and now I'm going to use my right arrow key and bring that out. You see the red axis, and I'm going to type in 1 inch here. And so there you go. All your windows are there, and we're going to start thinking about the door.